Superman leaves town. He leaves the city. Matter of fact, he leaves the planet for 5 years. Then he comes back to planet Earth to realize that the life he loved, not the life that he had. Today, I'm going to review Superman Returns on this episode of Movie Breakdowns. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Zakka, and what is Movie Breakdowns? A movie review series where we look at new and old movies, give them a grade, A through F, plus and minus do count, and tell you you should go see the movie, as well as, spend time with it. I don't know, other things that go with the movie, just throwing stuff out at this point. Also, I want to say thank you guys for watching this series. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for the support and love. Thank you so much. Now, let's go ahead and get to today's movie, Superman Returns. So the movie, like I said in the opener, Superman leaves town for 5 years, leaves the planet for 5 years because he believes that Krypton, a scientist told him Krypton still exists. He went out there to look for Krypton, crash landed back on Earth, and when he comes back, he realized that life is different. Lois Lane has moved on. Lois Lane has moved on. That's it. That's the only thing that's different. Literally, that's the only thing that's different. Like, Lex Luther's still there. For some reason, he's not in jail because Superman never showed up to the court case. The planet's still there. I guess there's more crime in the world, more violence. That was the only thing that's different. But that's it. Lois Lane moved on. That's what this movie's about. And I guess Superman has to learn how to adapt with Lois Lane moving on. That's not even a Superman movie. What did I watch? Huh. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull this one up. I'm gonna put it on IMDb. I'm gonna put my laptop right here in front of you guys because I'm gonna look down right here. So let's see. Superman returns to Earth after spending 5 years in space examining his homeworld Krypton. But he finds things have changed when he was gone, and he must once again prove himself important to the world. Huh. Yeah, I didn't feel that. I didn't feel like he was important to the world. I feel like the world showed that they needed Superman. And, yeah, the movie was directed by Bryan Singer. Pretty sure it's the same guy that directed the X-Men movies. Let me double check that. Yep, I was right. The X-Men movie, Bryan Singer. Huh. Interesting. So my initial thoughts of this movie is that the movie didn't know what it wanted to be. It didn't know if it wanted to be a comedy or like a cheesy comedy movie. It didn't know it wanted to be a romance movie. It didn't know it wants to be like a serious superhero movie. The movie had too many different elements going on. Yeah, Lex Luther yelling the word wrong, like for some weird reason, like some kind of lunatic. Wrong! And he yelled this word out during the movie. I was like, that's kind of goofy. Or Lois Lane passing out and sliding down the cart on the airplane, which I'm like, okay, that's also goofy. But the one thing that really bugged me about this movie is that Lois Lane didn't realize that Clark Kent is Superman. She sleeps with Superman, has Superman's kid, but then didn't pick two or two together. When Clark Kent comes back, Superman comes back, and just didn't know that. Like, okay. Like, you know what Superman looks like. You've seen his body. You've seen all of him in his glory. That's a weird way to say that. But you don't know what he looks like. Like, you don't know what his body looks like. When you see Clark Kent, you're like, that the mannerisms kind of like Superman. Like, the body structure, the face. He puts sunglasses on, and apparently Superman puts to make himself shorter by how, like, slouching over when he's Clark Kent. And he's so mild and meek. But at the same time, and I think his voice gets a little bit lighter. It's not as deep when he is Superman. But at the same time, Lois Lane should be able to put two and two together and say, Clark, are you Superman? And Clark Kent should be able to tell her, yes, I am. You have the man's kid. How do you not know this? That's a big spoiler in this movie, by the way. I do want to say spoilers are in this movie. But that's a big spoiler in this movie. That Superman's kid is in this movie, and he is pretty much with Lois Lane and Lois Lane's new boyfriend, fiance, and pretty much the fiance taking care of Lois and the kid. Like, he's helping out, supporting and stuff like that. Now, this movie has a thing where Superman comes out to be kind of like stalkerish to me. Like he goes and follows Lois Lane to her place, see what she's doing, live like literally looks into her house and everything. Like Superman's kind of a stalkish kind of creeper dude. Like, why don't you just be honest, man? Why don't you be upfront? She has your kid. Just tell her you're around her 24/7. Which I think the other thing that comes to mind when I think of this movie with initial thoughts here. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. I feel like it didn't need to be that long. Now, I would say the CGI in this movie wasn't as good as I thought it should be. The movie came out in 2006, and the CGI in this movie was not that good. Like, before this movie, you had The Dark Knight, you had, looking at my computer here, other movies that came out during that time. Before that, like Spider-Man 2, you had, I want to say one of the X-Men movies came out in 2005 or 2006. Let me see here. Batman Begins. We had the King Kong movie. Fantastic Four, the first one. Some of the CGI, yeah. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Like, so he has other movies that the CGI has been done better. In this movie, I feel like the CGI in this movie wasn't as good. The villain in this movie is Lex Luther. And I get it. The movie was like based off of the 1970s and 80s Superman, but I just feel like Lex Luthor still wasn't Lex Luthor. Like, I grew up watching the animated series, the Justice League animated series, the Justice League Unlimited, Superman animated series, and the Lex Luthor knows in that show is portrayed really, really well. He's portrayed as a suave businessman who was always thinking one step ahead of everybody, who can command a room and, you know, run a whole group of villains.
Listen up. From now on, I'm in charge of this operation. Anybody got a problem with that?
In this movie, I did not take Lex Luthor as that kind of character. He was cheesy, he was cartoony, and then we try to be serious, like I want to try to make a new continent to take over Earth planet and sell the continent. I was like, this is Lex Luthor's plan. Like, it's not get rid of Superman, it's create a continent, and I'm gonna do this by, you know, stealing kryptonite. And I was like, oh, or stealing the crystals and merging it with kryptonite so that Superman can't stop me. But like, your main plan wasn't to stop Superman. Your main plan was to, you know, just, you know, create a continent. Okay. And now this movie was based off the 1970 movies and try to throw a throwback but also do a reboot of the series. Why isn't Lex Luthor man injected to kill Superman like he is in the comic books? After Superman has started his plan so many times, Lex Luthor by this point, and I think what is 5 Superman movies from the original. Pulling out my laptop again, guys. We gotta figure this out. So there's 4 Superman movies. Superman Return being the 5th one. Yeah, Superman the original from 1978, and then you have 1980 Superman 2, Superman 3 1983, Superman 4 1987. I swear there's one more in that movie. Let me see. And then it says Superman Return 2006 from the original. So this movie put like a throwback to that and give them a reboot kind of series, but the movie didn't do that good. Like, to me, the movie wasn't that great of a movie. It was slow at certain times. Pace was really bad. I don't say really bad, but it wasn't great. The pace was mediocre. Like, it wasn't really that great of a movie. Like, it was really slow and just kind of a meh movie. And now, a few things that did save this movie for me was Superman saving the city. So, like, he about to go stop Lex Luthor, and then see, like, the continent is growing, so you go back and save Metropolis. He's doing all the cool things to save Metropolis. I thought it was pretty neat. And I thought, like, okay, I like some of the scenes here. But as far as like, the ending scene when Superman's fighting Lex Luthor's, like, Goonies, he's getting beat up. Oh, by the way, the guy that plays Kumar, he's in this movie. What's his name? Kyle Penn. Kyle Penn's in this movie, and he didn't say anything in this movie. Not one thing. He's a comedian, comedy guy. Not one thing is added to this movie. I think he might say 1 or 2 lines, but he's usually silent this whole movie. And there's a part where him and a few other guys are beating down Superman, and there's all these cut scenes of Superman getting punched and everything. I'm like, okay, so this is how it's happening. Superman saves the planet by taking the continent and literally lifting it up and throwing it into space. I was like, okay. By the way, it's kryptonite, but he didn't die. It just, the kryptonite just, you know, a whole plan for the kryptonite. He didn't lose his energy. Like, he did go unconscious, and he wakes up. And by the way, when he wakes up unconscious, he goes and stalks his son again, kind of thing. Now, there's a few things in the movie I think it should be taken out. When Superman's in a coma, the Lex Luther on the beach scene doesn't need to be added. That scene should be completely removed. It's not should be the after credit scene, not in the middle of the movie or towards the middle of the ending. Superman going back to his fortress of solitude and finding out that the crystal that powers the solitude is gone, and he also just flew off, and there's like no like. He figured out where it was, he figured out who had it, he just flies off, and there's like nothing ever again part of it until Lex Luthor reveals his plan to Lois Lane. But other than that, Superman just flies off, doesn't mention it to anybody, doesn't say anything, doesn't go on a search for him, he just flies off. And I was like, what's the point of that scene? What does I have in my notes here? Heart and Soul is played in this movie. There's a scene where Superman's son goes and plays on the piano. Starts playing on the piano, starts playing Heart and Soul. And the villain, one of the henchmen, goes next to Superman's son playing with him. And I was like, why is this scene in the movie? Like, why is this in this? Who idea to put Heart and Soul, and what is the point of that scene? Like, okay, I don't know. This movie doesn't really know what it wants either. Actors and actresses, everybody was great. Brandon Routh, who plays in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, will always be Todd Ingram to me, but he was okay as Superman. I believed him as Clark Kent from the 1970s. You had Kate Bosworth play by Lois Lane, or Kate Bosworth who played Lois Lane. She did great. Kevin Spacey, once again, he did a good job mimicking the old Lex Luthor from the movies, but I still want that suave and that. You know, I'm gonna show you a clip of him, of the Lex Luthor from the anime series. Like, the Lex Luthor we're getting in these movies are not Lex Luthor. I'm just like, God dang it, give us one business savvy, suave Lex Luthor. James Marsden plays Richard Wright. He's Cyclops in the X-Men movie. He loses his girl Jean Grey to Wolverine in X-Men series, and he loses Lois Lane to Superman in this movie. And he's the second fiddle, like he's the sloppy seconds or whatever the case may be. Like, just not, the guy that's not good enough. I don't know why I keep getting these roles. I feel bad for this guy, but maybe the roles he plays well. I don't know. And Tristan Lake LeBeau played Jason White. He plays Lois Lane's son, and you know, I think he did a good job at the time he was in the movie. Like, he was okay kid, and I liked this part. The actors and actresses in the movie was great. Music, I liked the music in this movie. Didn't really complain. I liked the old 1970s, 80s Superman theme song to make a little callback. It was cool. She sees this movie. She watches, like, is it a Friday night movie? That's what I should say. I think it's a Friday night movie. You can watch this movie any other time. Don't waste your Friday night with your friends. Watch this movie. Try to do a movie night. This is not the movie. Now, grade time. On grade, Superman Returns, a C-. The movie is meh. It's like drags out. It doesn't really get to a high apex. It doesn't know it wants to be, you know, cartoony or a series or a romance movie. It's just kind of all over the place. Some of the CGI wasn't as good for the year 2006, but the story's okay. Lois Lane not knowing who Superman is kind of poor to me. Like, that's ridiculous. You should know who Clark Kent is and Superman is at this point. Freaking MJ and Spider-Man Far From Home put two together. Why didn't Lois Lane do the same thing with Clark Kent and Superman? That's all I gotta say. Thank you guys for watching this movie review. I really appreciate it. What did you guys think of this movie? You saw this movie? Put in the comment section below. I'm really curious, and I gotta watch the Superman movies. Put where I think what is my favorite Superman movies, but of the modern era of, like, from 2000 on up, this one falls behind Man of Steel for me. And I watched Man of Steel. I'm going to do a review on it pretty soon here. I got to do John Wick's 1 and 2, but I thought Man of Steel was a better movie than Superman Returns, and I will kind of elaborate more on that when I will do our movie review. But alright guys, thank you for watching this episode of Movie Breakdowns. Please put in the comment section below. Please like, subscribe, and thank you guys so much. See you guys next time. Keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend about my series. Tell a friend about Grind Towards the Set. Tell a friend about the Movie Breakdown series. If you really like these episodes, I really appreciate it. It means so much to me. It means so much I can't tell you how much it means. Like it's like I'll be really grateful you just told a friend and share and subscribe to the series. And thank you guys for watching this. Also, if you want to follow my journey outside of YouTube or Facebook, you can go to my Instagram page and you can follow me on my Instagram page at Ali_Zakka. It's right here. Put it right here in my face. That way you're like, where's his face at? Well, it's right behind the Instagram logo. Yeah, but you can follow me on my Instagram page. And also, if you want another episode of Grind Towards Success or movie breakdowns, you can watch the episode of Grind Towards Success right here. You can watch the last episode of movie breakdowns right there. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. See you guys next time. Keep being awesome.